Hello and welcome back. Thank you again for subscribing to my Patreon channel. Again, without your awesome donations, I cannot make this content. So thank you so much. I love sharing what I know and what I've learned with everyone here. So today we're going to be doing a yin sequence that I personally love, working the whole body. So let's actually begin standing. So coming to this place to help ourselves ground, I want you to have your feet at least hips width apart, so feel comfortable. We don't need to bring those toes in too tight today. Ground down evenly through the feet, press through the heels, and then let the arms rest alongside the body. Maybe you can let the palms face forward. If not today, that's okay. Close the eyes, lift through the crown of the head, feel the tailbone draw down. And then soften the backs of your knees. Feel your hip points lift up. Lift through the crown of the head. As the eyes soften, feel the soles of the feet begin to melt into the floor. Feeling yourself ground. Feeling yourself aware of the whole body. Feeling the crown of the head gently lift and the shoulders gently soften. Feeling the sternum, the collarbone, all melting into the body. Feeling the hip points lift up and the tailbone draw down. Ribs soften in. Noticing how the breath can easily move through the body here. There are no barriers, nothing stopping the breath from moving in and out. Offer your intention for your time here today. Seal that intention in on your next inhale. Gently begin to wiggle the fingers, flutter the eyes open. And again, feeling grounded in your stance, let's take our left arm and start by reaching it up. And then let that hand fall onto the right ear and let our left ear drop to our shoulder. And then let's stretch that right arm out, either reaching the fingertips straight down or maybe a little out to the side. And then option if you'd like to rotate through those fingers. Maybe you spread the fingers wide like a little spider. And we're starting here, just approaching any tension in the upper body. Maybe you let the chin soften in. And as always, you can soften that extended arm. 2 more breaths. And soften the right arm in. Release the left. Let's take a few gentle sways of the chin, side to side. Moving from shoulder to shoulder. Dragging it across the chest. And coming back through center, lift the head, lift the chin. Let's take now that right arm, lift it up, bend the elbow, and bring that hand to your left ear now, and let your right ear drop to your shoulder. Maybe that means bringing the chin in. Left hand begins to extend nice and long. Rotate through the fingers if you'd like, drawing the thumb down and back. Let yourself settle in. Avoid locking out the knees. Let's take 2 more breaths. Gently release the left arm and release the right. Let the chin draw in again and take a few gentle sways from shoulder to shoulder. And coming back through center, I want you to take your hands behind your head, interlace the fingers, and then let the elbows draw in and just take a nice long stretch through the back of the neck here, letting the weight of the head and hands be enough. Inhale, lift the head, lean it back into the hands, open through the elbows. Look up. Gently bring the head back up, release the hands, and then come to the top of your mat. We are going to cross our legs, so bring your left leg in front of your right leg. So maybe that means stepping it pretty far forward, or maybe you can keep them almost in line. You want to make sure that you can ground, though, completely through both feet. Take a slight bend into the knees. Sink the hips back. Hands can drag down the legs, and we are folding forward. Maybe you lift the sit bones just a little higher. Let the head get heavy. Let the neck feel long. Can you rest your belly on your thighs? Maybe you walk the hands back just a little bit, intensifying the stretch here. Or you walk things forward to ease out. So your choice. And let's slowly come out, look forward. Now, as we rise with care. So slowly bring your hands to the hips one at a time. And come up, uncross the legs and walk out those heels. All right, now we will switch. Left foot grounds down, right leg comes in front. And again, maybe this side is a little bit more challenging. You need to walk that foot forward. That's okay. Maybe you find you can bring things in a little closer. Remember to soften the backs of the knees, let a little bend happen, and glide the hands down your legs, letting yourself find the floor. Bend into those knees as much as you'd like. And again, hands forward, starting off, letting the sit bones gently lift, letting the head and neck lengthen and soften. Letting the belly rest on the thighs. Maybe begin to walk the hands back. Take one more breath here. And slowly walk the hands forward. Start to lift the chest. And then take your time, bend a little extra into the knees, bring the hands to your hips, and slowly come up. Uncross those legs and walk out those heels. All right, from there, I want you to open up your feet nice and wide. Toes wide, heels in. Let's slowly lower into Malasana. Press the hands in, let the elbows open the legs, or maybe you bring those hands down and let yourself sink forward. Feel free to add any blocks, pillows, props, anything at all to help support the body. If your ankles are feeling tight, I suggest a little blanket rolled up underneath your heels. And if coming on to your feet today does not feel good for your knees, come onto your back and hold behind your thighs like you're coming into a wide, happy baby. Keep pressing those palms together if you have them at heart. Let the tailbone drop and let the chin draw in. See if you can settle into the outer edges of the feet just as much as the inner edges. Finding stillness here, reconnecting with your intention. Gently release the arms. And let's take a forward fold, lift those sit bones. Whew. Turn the toes forward, bend into your knees a lot here. And maybe sway a little side to side. Reach overhead for the elbows. And again, if you're moving, bend those knees. And release, hold, and let yourself hang. Release the arms and gently rise. And let's walk ourselves into a down dog. So lower the hands, step the feet back, and feel all that length. Feel all that lovely extension we created in our spine, our low lumbar. And then let yourself find your way onto your knees. From here, let's come into our melted heart. So taking that little heart opener and back bend, walk the hands forward. Hips stay over those knees and let the forehead come down. Walk the hands out a little wider if the shoulders feel tight today. Keep lifting the sit bones. Let the chest get heavier. Feel your shoulders slowly settling in. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Press into the palms. Pull the heart forward. Walk the hands in and sit back into your child's pose. Now, as you settle into your child's pose, maybe open up the knees a little bit wider. Keep letting those arms stretch. And then walk your hands over towards the left side of your mat. Find that side stretch and settle in. Inhale, lift the head, and let's walk our hands now over to the right side of the mat, lowering the head down again, finding that side body stretch. Walk the hands back through center, gently lift the head. And let's come up and find a seat again. Bring the soles of your feet together, knees wide. We'll come into our butterfly pose. Interlace the fingers and let yourself fold. If you have any props at home you like to support your body with, maybe a block and pillow for the head, feel free to do so. And again, the closer your heels are into the body, the more intense this stretch will be to hold. So if at any time you want to ease out, you are totally welcome. And you can come back in at your own pace. We'll be here for a couple minutes. Let the chin draw in, let the chest sink in. And again, you don't have to do a lot here. We're letting gravity and our breath help us soften into this fold. Keep softening through the upper body, through the shoulders. Feeling the body warm into the pose. It can be intense, as most hip openers are. So don't be hard on yourself. Don't try to push through it. Sit with each feeling and let yourself settle in, welcoming the sensation. Taking about 2 more breaths here. And slowly bringing the hands back in, lifting the chest. And beginning to wiggle the knees, just starting slow and maybe a little faster. All right, from here, let's bring those legs together and stretch them out in front. Take a couple flexes and points through the toes, maybe bounce the legs a little. And then let's keep our left leg forward and bring that right foot in. So you can keep that foot in to the inside of the thigh or cross it over. Just make sure the whole foot grounds down. And let's inhale. Sit up nice and tall. Curl your toes back. As you exhale, you can either twist to the right and close things off, or take an open twist to your left. So take a few moments, see which one feels best for you today, and sit up nice and tall. Exhale, find your twist. Maybe you find yourself looking over your back shoulder. Lift through the crown of the head. And then soften the left leg. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, begin to slowly look forward. And let's take a counter twist. So open up in the opposite direction. Coming back through center. Gently uncross your legs. Take a few gentle little movements through the heel, through the ankle. And then we will bring the left foot in. You can keep it grounded to the inside or cross it over. Feel comfortable through those sit bones. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, find your twist. Soften those right toes. And gaze over the back shoulder. Maybe you close the eyes. Feel the sit bones sink and soften. Feel the crown of the head lift and lengthen. Take a big inhale. And then on your exhale, gently look forward, release, and twist over to the other side. Look forwards. Release the upper body, release the legs, and shake them out. Let's come on to our backs. And once you come onto your backs, I want you to take a moment and cross your right thigh over the left thigh and hold behind your legs. Take a few little rocks side to side here. These rocks begin to move a little slower. And then take your hands down your legs. Maybe you find the calves, ankles, or outer edges of the feet. And we're going to hold here in a reclined Gomukhasana. Gently release that grip. And then take that right ankle to the left thigh. Figure 4. Let the left foot ground down and simply sit here. Relax the toes. Relax the lower back. Uncross the legs and we'll switch. Now bringing that left thigh over the right. Give those legs a nice big hug, drawing them in. And begin to take those little rocks side to side, keeping the lower back on the ground. Move a little slower. And then walk your arms or walk your hands down the legs. Holding here. And then gently release that grip. Bring the left ankle to the right thigh and sit in figure 4. Relax the toes. Let the lower back soften and sink. And then gently release the legs, release the arms, settle in, letting this be your time as we come into Savasana. Feel free to broaden the heels, soften the shoulders, letting the front body melt into the back body and the whole body melt into the mat and into your Savasana. You're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. However, maybe begin to wiggle fingers and toes, roll out the wrists and ankles, stretch out arms and legs, and then bring those knees in for a nice big hug. When you're ready, roll to your favorite side and bring your palms together at heart center. Take a moment to reconnect with your intention. Thank yourself for making time in your day to move with the body and sit with the mind. As always, it is a pleasure and a privilege to guide you, so from my heart to yours. Namaste.